Welcome back. This is part 2 of what happened to Tiffany Evans. If you haven't already, you should go check out part 1 before watching this one. Our music is ours.
I'll never stop breaking in love with you. I'll never stop.
In 2011, Tiffany was a part of the Saving Our Daughters book by Curtis Benjamin, alongside Janet Jackson among others. In October, Tiffany released Wont Find Me, which was a major departure from her previous material, but she said it was a true reflection of her music taste. I personally didn't think this was a good song. It showcased her dance skills but not her vocals. Inspired by her experience filming Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Tiffany directed the music video for it. This is something she continued to do for subsequent videos. In June 2012, Tiffany released If You Love Me from an upcoming project Take 1, which was supposed to be the first of a series of 2 EPs. The first was to be released later on that month, and the second was to come out later on that summer. While promoting that single, Tiffany shocked her fans when she told Essence.com that she was pregnant and had been married for almost 2 years to Ciara's former background dancer Lorenzo Henderson, who was 6 years older than her. Lorenzo was fully intertwined in Tiffany's business as the vice president of her company. Tiffany gave birth to her first child, Adalea, in September. Take 1 and Take 2 never came. That single was instead included in her 143 EP, released in February 2013. In November 2014, Tiffany returned with a buzz single, Baby Don't Go, which was notably featured in an episode of Love & Hip Hop New York. A month after its release, she launched I Honey, an eyewear company featuring frames by a designer who had worked with Michael Kors and Diane von Furstenberg. Tiffany's company is still active and has been worn by celebrities like TLC, Carrie Hilson, and Columbus Short. Tiffany also created another company called Live Love Entertainment for her music to be released, retaining Little Lady Entertainment strictly for her full-service production efforts. In May 2015, Tiffany found herself in the blogs yet again when she put her husband on blast for allegedly cheating on her. Then that following month, she released On Site featuring Fetty Wap, a collaboration she wasn't sure she could get due to how hot he was at that moment, but she was able to secure it through a friend.
Boy, don't be late, 'cause I've been waiting all day, oh yeah. Want to be my baby all day, let me know what's up, won't hide it no more.
And TMI from her EP All Me, which was released in October 2015 after the birth of her second daughter, Chaden, in July.
Well, All Me is just about who I am as a woman now. All of my experiences, my growing pains, things that I want to talk about, it's all me.
In 2017, Tiffany was featured on TPain's Texted My Ex, who she considers a mentor, and was going to executive produce her project slated for release in 2018. She also put out a Christmas single, All I Want. 2018 was supposed to be Tiffany's year for redemption with a new project.
Sum it up in about 2 to 3 words, everything that's coming for you in 2018 with your new project. Just give us a few more drops, baby.
Well, you know what? I would just say, personally, I mean, nobody really knows what I've been through or what I'm going through or any of that. So personally, for me,
redemption.
But things didn't go as planned. That year, Tiffany revealed that her relationship with her now ex-husband was abusive. In interviews, she discussed plans to release a project that would help her and others who are in or have gone through similar situations heal. This was going to be an honest project, unlike her previous effort, All Me, where she wasn't ready to speak truthfully about her reality. When asked how the abuse affected her career, she said, "My case with music, I was always concerned about not being good enough, and that started with number 1. I had a lot of family issues. I came from a broken home, but when you get into a relationship that is not any better, that only enhances everything at once. I didn't really believe that I was good enough to do music. I was always questioning things and always insecure about stuff and always in my head about stuff. Fueled by her breakup, Tiffany released Switch Up as the lead single from an EP, Phases, that she described would be aggressive and vulnerable. It was going to be released in the first quarter of 2019. However, 2019 saw no EP from Tiffany, but she did release Merry Go Round and a viral cover of Seven Rings with her oldest daughter. Tiffany was a special guest on Jacob Lattimore's tour. She also co-wrote Like This for the Lee Daniels series Star. In 2020, Tiffany ambitiously told Ja Girl TV that she was going to release 3 EPs and hadn't worked on an album yet because she wanted to be in a certain space mentally and career-wise. She mentioned her desire to tour and also act, but said music was her priority at the moment. By mid-2020, Tiffany had switched lanes, forming a duo, Tiffany and Jawan, with her boyfriend Jawan Harris, a fellow child star best known for his song Keisha. They decided a duo would be a good thing for them given that they both hadn't released solo music in a while, and Tiffany especially desired to do something fresh. So in June, the duo put out a beautifully executed cover of Marvin Gaye's Mercy Mercy Me. In response to this year's gross uptick in police brutality,
Taking my brothers and sisters away from their mothers and lovers. Pain we can never forget, but still we just choose to forgive. We've never been the enemy. All we want is compassion. Be responsible for your actions.
and released a single finally in October with plans to eventually release a joint EP. I think this is a risky choice given the possibility of them not lasting. Will they continue to create together even if they're not romantically involved? What went wrong with Tiffany Evans' career? While Tiffany may have never been a chart topper, her gift took her out of homelessness, and that in itself is priceless. Her lack of commercial success has a lot to do with her not being promoted enough, and her debuting with an album at a time when R&B was on a decline. Towards the 2010s, a lot of R&B artists weren't making R&B anymore. Beyonce was in her pop era with Single Ladies, Usher and Kelly Rowland were doing EDM, Ciara's 2009 Basic Instinct album sold 300,000 less copies than her previous effort in 2006. Taste was changing. You're seeing people with subpar talent who would have never had a chance in earlier decades succeed. This was a tough time to break as a young R&B artist. In her earlier years, what would have been great is for her to have been attached to a TV show like Miley Cyrus with Hannah Montana and making more pop-sounding music. The latter is what she wanted to do with her second album. Seeing Jordan Sparks' success with No Air, it would have been worthwhile to release a ballad as the second single like Favorite Broken Heart instead of I'm Grown. From the interviews I've watched, Tiffany seems sweet and down to earth, but it's been said that she was arrogant and came off like a know-it-all. That probably has a lot to do with her being her family's breadwinner and emancipating from them at 15. So if that's true, I wonder if she wasn't as receptive to advice as she should have been. I do know that she should have had someone else overseeing her Twitter account, as that would have helped her avoid unnecessary drama with Rihanna. I think signing with Matthew Knowles, albeit briefly, wasn't the best idea given that his success was mostly tied to his work with Beyonce. Following her departure from him, Tiffany should have focused more on getting acting gigs. Tiana Taylor was young and debuted around the same time as her. Tiana's earlier works were even less successful than Tiffany's, but she's now recognized as one of the premier girls in R&B. Tiana was able to tie herself over from then to now through acting projects and having a unique, aspirational look. I don't think it's too late for Tiffany to take this route. She's in Atlanta where a lot of films and shows are being shot. She should leverage her connections to secure roles that will keep her face out there. Using those funds, she could hire a stylist who could elevate her look like Scott Louis did with Ryan Destiny. Musically, Tiffany should aim to create work that is high quality like SZA and Her that will garner critical acclaim versus chasing hits or trends. From there, she can start to build up her music fan base through consistent releases rather than one-off singles and touring if that ever happens again. Tiffany still might not be a superstar, but she'll be respected for her work and able to live off of it comfortably. These are my thoughts on Tiffany Evans. What are yours? Thanks for watching.